Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines. Presidential Leadership Council reviews economic reforms and fiscal progress.
President Al-Alimi congratulates Turkish President Erdogan on Republic Day.
Over 100 women and children killed in Gaza during the past 24 hours.
Welcome once again, and here are the details. The Presidential Leadership Council, chaired by President Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, held a meeting to review economic reforms, fiscal stability, and the government's ongoing recovery plans. The meeting, attended by Prime Minister Salim bin Bourek and Central Bank Governor Ahmed Ghalib, focused on implementing the Council's reform agenda, stabilizing the national currency, and boosting confidence among international donors.
The Council approved a new set of executive measures to strengthen oversight of land, sea, and airports, expand digital revenue systems, and improve government spending efficiency. It praised recent improvements in the Yemeni rial and key commodity prices and reaffirmed its full support for central bank to manage monetary policy and curb speculation.
The Council expressed its gratitude to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and international partners, noting that their support has been vital in stabilizing Yemen's economy and welcoming the return of IMF to operations in Yemen after more than a decade.
The Presidential Leadership Council, led by President Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, held a meeting today to review governance, economic, and security performance in Yemen's liberated provinces. The meeting brought together council members, the Prime Minister, the Central Bank Governor, and provincial governors, focusing on reform priorities, service delivery, and strengthening financial discipline.
President Al-Alimi praised the efforts of local authorities despite difficult humanitarian conditions caused by the Iran-backed Houthi war. The Council stressed the need to unify revenue management, improve transparency, and enhance coordination among security agencies to confront terrorist networks and Houthi-linked smuggling operations. The Council reaffirmed Yemen's commitment to protecting humanitarian workers and securing the release of detainees held by the Houthis, while expressing gratitude to Saudi Arabia and the UAE for their continued support of development and stability across liberated regions.
President Dr. Rashad Mohammed Al-Alimi, President of the Presidential Leadership Council, sent a cable of congratulations to President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, President of the Republic of Turkey, on the occasion of Republic Day.
In his cable, President Al-Alimi extended warm greetings on behalf of the Presidential Leadership Council, the government, and the Yemeni people, wishing Turkey continued progress and prosperity. The President also praised the close and historic ties between the two countries and commended Ankara's consistent support for Yemen and its legitimate government in efforts to restore state institutions and end the Iran-backed Houthi coup. The cable reflects Yemen's appreciation of Turkey's enduring friendship, as well as the growing cooperation across political and humanitarian fields.
In Aden, the Chief Justice of Yemen's Supreme Court, Dr. Ali Al-Awash, met today with French Ambassador Catherine Kourm-Kamoun to discuss ways to strengthen judicial cooperation between the two countries. The Chief Justice highlighted the judiciary's role in protecting citizens' rights and freedoms, noting ongoing efforts to enhance justice across liberated provinces.
Judge Al-Awash praised the French judiciary's long and distinguished experience and its similarities with Yemen's legal traditions. For her part, Ambassador Kourm-Kamoun reaffirmed her country's support for Yemen's judicial institutions and commended the Supreme Court's work to uphold justice and the rule of law.
In Aden, the French ambassador to Yemen, Catherine Kourm-Kamoun, joined local officials to inspect progress on a key water infrastructure project aimed at improving supply to several districts in the city. Together with the director of Aden's Water and Sanitation Corporation, Engineer Mohammed Bakhabira, and representatives of Triangle Humanitarian Organization, the delegation reviewed work on the rehabilitation of the main pumping line from Beir Ahmed. including the installation of new 24-inch pipes across both land and marine sections.
Officials say the project will help reduce leakage and improve water stability in the districts of Khor Maksar, Crater, Mualla, and Tawahi. The French ambassador reaffirmed her country's continued support for Yemen's development efforts, commending Triangle's role in implementing projects that enhance resilience and essential services for local communities.
A human rights organization has condemned a new wave of arrests and abductions by the Iran-backed Houthi militia in the Mar province. The Musawa Organization for Rights and Freedoms says it has documented the kidnapping of more than 80 civilians, including community figures, teachers, and the elderly. The group says the arrests violate international law and reflect a systematic campaign of intimidation and abuse.
In a related development, Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Muammar al-Eryani, also denounced the raids, accusing the Houthis of storming homes, looting property, and spreading fear. He said the crackdown aims to silence dissent as public frustration grows in areas under the group's control. The minister warned that no amount of repression will break the will of Yemeni people, as calls mount for international action to stop what right groups describe as a systematic policy of terror by the Houthi militia.
In Kuwait, Yemen has taken part in the 10th GCC Ministerial Committee on Standardization, where Gulf ministers approved a new long-term plan to harmonize industrial and trade standards across the region. The Yemeni delegation, led by Minister of Industry and Trade Mohammed Al-Ashwal, joined counterparts from the other GCC countries to review the performance of Gulf Standardization Organization and adopt several key resolutions.
The meeting approved 14 new technical regulations, converted 25 others into unified Gulf standards, and endorsed the organization's 2026 budget and strategic plan through 2030, a move expected to boost regional trade and industrial development. Officials said the updated framework will enhance cooperation among Gulf states and improve the efficiency and competitiveness of their shared economic systems.
Yemen has taken part in the 12th China-Asian Cultural Week held in Nanning City, southern China, an event celebrating innovation, culture, and regional cooperation. Yemen's ambassador to Beijing, Dr. Mohammed Al-Maytami, attended the opening ceremony and toured exhibitions showcasing China's growing advancements in culture and technology.
The ambassador also visited the China-Asian Artificial Intelligence Cooperation Center, praising China's leading role in AI and innovation, and reaffirming Yemen's commitment to expanding bilateral cooperation in science, technology, and sustainable development. He said such partnerships can pave the way for Yemen's future growth and modernization through research and technological collaboration.
15 human rights organizations have condemned the verdicts issued by the so-called Specialized Criminal Appeals Division under the control of the Houthi militia, which sentenced 3 civilians from Sada province to death and handed prison terms to several others.
In a joint statement, the organization said the rulings constitute a grave violation of human rights and both national and international law, stressing that the trial lacked the most basic standards of justice and relied on conventions extracted under torture, following the victim's arbitrary abduction in May 2020 and secret detentions.
The statement described the sentences as legal complicity in unlawful executions, turning the Houthi-controlled judiciary into an instrument of political repression against civilians and opponents. It also cited the death of detainee Sadiq Ahmed Yahya al-Ghawi under torture only weeks after his abduction, with his body still withheld to this day.
The organizations urged the immediate release of all abductees, the revocation of the death sentences, and compensation for victims and their families, calling on the National Commission of Inquiry and international bodies to launch a full investigation and hold those responsible to account.
The Ministry of Health in Gaza says more than 100 people, including dozens of women and children, were killed in Israeli attacks over the past 24 hours, as bombardments intensified across the Strip. The ministry reports at least 104 killed and over 250 wounded, warning that many victims remain trapped beneath the rubble. as rescue efforts falter amid a shortage of equipment and continued airstrikes.
Since the start of the war in October 2023, more than 68,000 Palestinians have been killed and over 170,000 injured. Officials described the situation as catastrophic and a humanitarian disaster worsened by famine, displacement, and the near total destruction of Gaza cities. The ministry renewed its appeal to the international community to act decisively to halt what it called an ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people.
This has been the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Thank you for watching and have a good time.